Okay, welcome back to your meth training. I am Garth Haslam. How to do the sampling. Now, I have seen even trained home inspectors do this so very wrong. So it's important that you as the realtor be clear on what proper sampling is and what it is not, so that you can make sure your home inspector gets it right. At minimum, if your home inspector is not doing it right, you can take them aside and say, hey, you need more training. Now, the whole concept with sampling, I have seen, let's back up a little bit. Let's say that there was smoking or a lab that went on perhaps in the kitchen or the bedroom or maybe the basement. Let's say it was the master bedroom where the smoking, the majority of the smoking happened. If your home inspector goes into the house and he's maybe sampling the kitchen table, maybe he's doing the floor in one of the other kids' bedrooms or maybe in the basement, he probably is going to get a false negative because he didn't sample where the contamination is. And last thing you want is to have your buyers unknowingly buy a meth contaminated property. It gets uglier if you actually did the meth test and it turns up negative when the home turns out later to have been positive. This is not a scenario that any realtor wants. So, diligence on this one. Eagle eye on how your home inspector is doing this. Now, anybody can do a sample on a property. It is not legal unless the sampler is a CDS, a Certified Decontamination Specialist. Just due to the fact that there are so few CDSs actually doing the testing, usually it's home inspectors. A lot of local health departments have decided that they will recognize the results of a home inspector. So, who can do it? Officially it's CDSs, but home inspectors and pretty much anybody else. It gets kind of iffy as to whether the local health department, LHD, will recognize that. So, the proper locations to sample, whether it's in the kitchen or the bedroom or whatever, all air goes into the cold air return and then into the furnace where it is distributed throughout the house. So you can put 3 samples on one test. One of those should be at a cold air return. One should be at the furnace. Sometimes I like to go upstream of the filter, but it should be at the furnace somewhere. And the third should be just someplace that you suspect. So if you suspect use, maybe in the master bedroom, or if you see stains in the kitchen, or if you think they were hotboxing in the laundry room, then that's where you go for the third test. You should sample 3 locations, 100 square centimeters, and I'll show you that. You want to sample 5 times on one side and 5 times going the other way, and refer to my website because there's more information on how to sample a meth house.